Okay, this is Chemkin. I am the chicken gamer chick, if you will. We are doing Elden Ring. I'm going to be starting as the samurai, as you can see. As for my gift, honestly, none of these are too bad. Some people advise against taking the golden seed because you can get a lot anyway just from exploring the world, but I like to take this one anyway, just to have an extra flask on me. So I'm picking the samurai because there is a ruined farm that we can do fairly early in the game, and the quicker you get a bleed weapon, the better. However, I also wanted to pick samurai because I wanted to try a dex build. Normally, I do faith and strength. This time, I'm going to be trying to do faith and dex, just to see how that turns out. This is my character. I normally go for a girl, just because. And here we go.
The fallen leaves tell a story. The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask. Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome Dung-Eater, and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing. And one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring. and become the Elden Lord.
Okay, sorry about that. I had to check something very fast. So I'm going to get rid of my bow and arrow just for now. Normally, actually, I don't think I'll keep the arrows on. Ah, no, you know what? I'll wait. I want to get a lighter bow. Okay, so here we are, the samurai. I'm going to two-hand my sword. That way we do just a bit more damage. This is for multiplayer only. I do not have a PlayStation Plus, so we won't be doing that. Whoa, that sound effect is loud for me. Hold on a second. Turn that down. Turn that up. Oh no, turn that down just a smidge. Voice is down a bit, just a smidge. Okay. There we go. Chapel of Anticipation. So you always start here at nighttime, but actually if you wait a bit, it'll turn to day. We can return here, return here um, after beating the first boss. Well, the first major boss. So there will be a little mini boss coming up right here. We're landing right where that statue is. Normally people die. I have a bleed weapon, so hopefully, if I'm patient, I can beat him. Might take a bit, but I can beat him. I've done it before. But it is kind of challenging, so let's just see how it goes. Man, I hope I can do this. Okay. Whoa. Ow. Nope. Did not make it. I'm gonna die. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Don't go near the scream. The scream can kill you. Dodge. There's only a couple moves where I have the opportunity to attack. Right now he has a shield, so I don't want to go too close. Ah, fuck. Oh, well, there we go.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on her side. We found her here after all. One of her kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
Okay, so now we have our flasks. Yeah, this is fine. That's fine for now. Normally, if I'm gonna do a pure melee character, I just go for all vitality flasks, but since I'm going to be incorporating faith just a little bit, I will be keeping the magic flask. For now, anyway. And then we go over to flasks. Add another vial. There we go. And now I do want just a bit more ruins, so let me go through the tutorial. Kill this dude. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Over here. Over here. Now, I have gotten through a good bit of the game, however, I have not beaten it yet, and I do not know at this moment in time what ending I'm going for. I do have another character that I am playing through on obviously a separate save file. So I do know the general path that I want to take. Now, I do like shields, however, because this is a melee build and we're dex, I mean, I could have a shield anyway, but I don't know, a shield and a samurai sword, that doesn't seem very... I don't know, it just doesn't fit. Oh shit. And you know, thanks to Bloodborne, I'm kind of used to dodging anyway. Watch out for this guy, he has a crossbow. So a lot of the enemies in this first zone, the first zone is called Limgrave, and it's not too bad. The difficulty is, well, if you know what you're doing, the difficulty is like barely there. You can honestly just face tank everything once you have 20 vitality. I'll be explaining the stats once we gain the ability to level up. But as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I chose the bleed weapon. You could have chosen the bandit too, but the bandit is for, oh, I would say more advanced players. Samurai, I would class it as a beginner class, along with Vagabond. Just because, you know, you get a pretty good Uchigatana early on. And here's the first, quotation marks, boss. And he's dead. There we go. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Did you hate that? I hated that. I'm sorry. I won't say that again. Now we're gonna go up here. So, since I chose the golden seed, I won't be able to unlock the side area just yet. We will need a stone sword key in order to go down this section over here. But down there is filled with poison, so if you don't have enough resistances, you will probably get poisoned anyway. Down there is a pretty good accessory. These are multiplayer items. I won't be using them. Down there is a pretty good accessory that we can get. That will be much later though. And now we are officially in Limgrave. Ah, look at it. Looks nice, doesn't it? Well, let's go. Here is another grace. Yes, there's something down here, which is, once again, for multiplayer. If we activate this, and you are doing co-op, then you would activate that little statue, and then you can play with your friends. I do not have a PlayStation Plus. It is too expensive for me. So we're just going to be doing this solo.
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring, hmm? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the Round Table Hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity. Luckily for you, however, there is one shining ray of hope for even the maidenless. Me. Vare. Take care to listen. Are you familiar with grace? The golden light that gives life to you tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times. That is the guidance of grace, a path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed. Grace's guidance holds the answers. It will lead you tarnished to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave. Grace's guidance will reveal the path forward, most certainly, to Castle Stormvale, over on the cliff, the home of the decrepit demigod, Godric the Grafted. It's time you set off, I should think, to Castle Stormvale on the cliff, where Grace would guide you. If you seek the Elden Ring, maidenless as you are.
Well, aren't you friendly? So, Vare had some extra dialogue that was in the network test. I think he said something like, "You're maidenless, why don't you go off and die in a ditch somewhere?" Which is far more harsh than the final release version. So I'm gonna be killing some sheep. Just because I do want the bones that they give, because those will allow me to craft arrows. They're not very strong arrows, but I won't be using arrows as my main attack method, so it's fine. Arrows, knives, etc. They're mostly for like, hey, get over here to the enemy. Light the grace first. And there is a goodie right outside here. There is a little mini boss we can fight right over there. He can bust through this church, so don't aggro him. Oh, these skulls, if you see them, whack them. Collect what they give you. This anvil over here will allow us to upgrade our weapon to +3, and then after that we will have to find a real blacksmith. First, let's talk to Santa Claus.
You're a tarnished. I can see it. And I can also see that you're not after my throat. Then why not purchase a little something? I am Kale, purveyor of fine goods. I am of a nomadic people, selling wares as I travel. The land has been tainted by madness since the shattering of the Elden Ring. It's only tarnished like yourself, who keep things from drying up entirely. Let's say you're a very welcome customer. You know, if you can spare the runes, you should buy yourself a crafting kit. A crafting kit allows you to make basic items on your own. Essential, really, if you intend to survive out here for any duration. The kit costs a bundle, and I admit I do take my cut. But the important thing is that you survive. Every customer counts, after all.
So if I remember right, Vare had some, not Vare, sorry, Kale had some cut content. He had an entire side quest that was dedicated to him, but they either cut it because, I don't know, maybe it didn't fit, or maybe they just didn't have enough time to include it. Because, like, all his voice lines are there, it's just, I guess they didn't have enough time to actually program him to switch locations. And I want this, and I want this. And then after we fight these first two bosses, thank you. After we fight these first two bosses, mini bosses, I should say, not bosses, mini bosses, I will come back here, buy the recipe for the bow and arrows and the bone knives. That way they will make things a little bit easier in terms of like getting the enemy's attention, especially when they're in a group. Oh, nice. I don't really use the crafting kit all that often. And I mean, I try to, but it just never works out. Yeah, when you kill an enemy and that light emits from them, that means that they're definitely going to drop something. And unlike previous games, you can actually just... there's no weight limit for what you can carry, which thank God, because I was going through Demon Souls, and man, adjusting to like, hey, I just picked up a great sword, but oh, I can't carry it because it's too heavy. Man, that was a pain in the ass. Some bleeding knives. So there's a cave up ahead, and I want to go and beat the boss there. Just to get some souls early on, you know, buy the recipe like I said. The cave is right over here. And then what I will be aiming for the first couple levels is HP, obviously. Some endurance. And we will need the torch for dark areas, but very soon I will be getting the lantern. So we won't need a torch. But yeah, I'll be aiming for mostly HP and endurance first, and then I'll be working towards faith and dexterity. And there's some Ashes of War we can pick up too. So Ashes of War are essentially weapon abilities. Certain weapon abilities, certain ashes are only equipable by, like, say I have a broadsword, or I have a long sword, or an uchi. Those can do slash damage. So you pick up an Ash of War, and it's like, oh well, this is only meant for axes, or it's only meant for hammers. A sword can't equip this because it's only meant for blunt weapons. Yeah, so enemies have a stagger limit. Early on, these stagger limits will be stupidly easy. Then watch out. There we go. Yeah, not too bad. And then he gave us an accessory. An accessory that I will not be using, because I find it utterly useless. Ooh, these enemies are scary. I do not like them. Sit down at the grace, that way we can refill our stuff. So right after I get my horse, I will be speed running to certain locations, and I might save that for, like, you know, a separate video, just because, you know, this is the introductory video and there's a lot to talk about. So you'll notice that I did some jumping attacks and some heavy attacks, and like I said, enemies have a stagger. You know, the bigger the boss or the bigger the enemy, the higher that stagger gauge will be. Kind of like if you've ever seen Sekiro, then you know, you'll be more familiar with the stagger gauge. I mean, you won't see it because Elden Ring doesn't let you see the stagger gauge unless you download a mod for it. Okay, so I don't want to go this way. I want to go down here. Over here. So the big guys with the shields, if you can manage to break their guard, like I just did, then you'll open them up for a critical attack, which is very handy later on. The bigger the weapon you have, the more stagger damage you can do. I think the strongest stagger damage weapon is a mace called the Great Stars. Next to the Great Club. Oh, that was the wrong button. Well, that was weird. They didn't hit me. Oh, they did. Oh, I missed. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like dogs in From Software games. They're scary. I don't like them. There we go. First death. You know what? That's fine. It's okay. I'll catch up. I'll get the souls back. It's fine. So respawning, let's talk about that. So you'll see that I have respawned just outside of the gate of this area. And that is because there's a stake of Marika here. So Marika is a fairly common Polish name in Germany, around that area. And I think it basically means ruler. A lot of the names from soft characters have significance to their personality or their role in the story. So Marika basically means like ambition, leader, what else? Stuff like that. So you don't really ever hear her talk. I don't. Maybe there's some cut dialogue somewhere, but she doesn't have a lick of dialogue. Besides what other people have said that she has said. Or, you know, they'll say stuff like, oh, well, Marika told me to do this, etc. So basically, she is a very important figure, almost in a religious sense. So... Ooh, I got the hammer, nice. So, so there will be stakes of Marika around significant buildings, you know, even inside boss dungeons. They serve as checkpoints for us. And now, we will get Torrent, as soon as I sit down here.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree. Then it's settled. Summon me by grace to turn runes into strength. Ah, another matter. I bequeath to you this ring. Use it to traverse great distances. It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent. Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect.
Okay, so we've met Melina. She has agreed to accompany us to the foot of the Erd Tree for whatever reason. Who knows why? Maybe it's a request, I don't know. So if we hold triangle, I'm on PlayStation by the way, in case that wasn't obvious. Hold triangle, I like to put Torrent on the up button. Right now, I want to go this way to get the map, get the other grace, and then we can be on our way. That's the map right here. Get my first golden seed up ahead. Right up here, I like to go to the right. Jump, jump, jump. And then forward. Oh, don't get stuck like me. So anything that glows on the ground, if it's like a herb or a mushroom, they'll respawn after like maybe a day or two of rest at the bonfire. If you're hurting for materials anyway. I'll have to go this way and then jumping up here. If you head up the road, then the wolves will spawn and you'll have to deal with them before you can sit at the bonfire. And then going up here, could be talking to this lady.
Everyone's been grafted. Everyone who came with me. They crossed the sea for me. They fought for me. Only to have their arms taken. Their legs taken. Even their heads taken. Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you know? If you're grafted by the spider, you become a chrysalid. It's quite a lark when you think about it. You're all on your own, are you? And heading to Stormvale Castle? Enticed by the one in the white mask, I suppose? Oh, you've come to be one with the spider? Well, that makes us two peas in a pod. But I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off. Or legs. Or your head. I want to be like everyone else, but I'm just too scared. I'm nothing but a craven. Oh, I know. Can you take this little one along with you? The poor thing deserves someone braver than myself. And the spirits look rather fondly upon you. It'll be glad of your company, I think, the little un. It was a pleasure to see you. Oh, can you pass on a message for me? If you see the little chrysalids in Stormvale Castle, tell them I love them. and that despite my craven heart, I'm sure I'll be joining their club soon enough. I'm finally getting the hang of this whole pain thing, you know.
Alright, well, she's certainly downtrodden, wouldn't you say? But she gave us a spirit. So I'm going to put Miss Jellyfish right there. That's where I usually keep my spirits anyway. So Jellyfish is actually a pretty good tank, if I'm being honest. She'll get you far. Apparently it is a girl. I think there's a little side quest you get with her later on, but I haven't reached that point in the game yet. But yeah, and my second character, she has been serving me quite well. Just a good tank. Plus she spits poison. Okay, now I want to head back here to the church, because there is an NPC we can talk to. Ooh, this place will be cool.
This way, Tarnished. May I have a word?
Sure. But one sec, let me see if I can get the... See if I can do a close-up on her face. Yeah, she has two faces, look at that. So, this is an NPC. Oh my god, I can't flip and talk. This is an NPC we will be talking to and completing her side quest way later on in the game. There, I said it. I can talk English.
A pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of a Tarnished hurtling about atop a spectral steed, and upon looking into the matter, the talk, I surmise, is of thee. Thou art possessed of the power, no? To call forth a spectral steed named Torrent. Ah, as I had hoped, I was entrusted this for thee, by Torrent's former master. 'Tis a bell for calling forth spirits. Summon them with it. From ash and return to the Erdtree, the spirits will obey thine command but briefly, as they recall battles past. Now it is thine, to do with as thou wishest. Forgive mine intrusion, Tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, learn well the lands between. How long will it be, I wonder, before the Tarnished tire of obeisance to the two fingers?
So she was cool. Alright, so now that we have our spirits, we can now summon our spirits. Here's what I'm going to do. In the next video, I will be heading across this bridge over into this area. I will be getting what is called a wondrous physic. Then I will be heading all the way down here on this section of the map to getting another golden seed. Actually, quite a few golden seeds, actually. More wondrous physics. An upgrade for our flask. Just a ton of upgrades. Then, after that, I will be heading here. Here is a chest. It will teleport me to another location, which is quite scary early game. And I'll be collecting more upgrade materials, all that good stuff. So, next video is going to be very busy. And I'm going to be cutting it short here, because the next video I want to just get started. Okay. Well, there wasn't much to talk about. Well, there was a lot to talk about, but there wasn't much going on in this video in terms of combat. And next time, it'll just be preparing, collecting upgrades, etc. All that stuff. And then, after that, we will be running around, doing mini-bosses. All that stuff. It's gonna be great. I'll die, probably. I'm not an expert at this game, but I mean, I know the early game well, but it doesn't mean I play well, you know? So, if you want to see me die and collect all these materials and upgrades, then give this video a like, subscribe to see more, and yeah, Alright, this is Chempkin. I'm gonna be flying the coop now. Bye bye.